Welcome to the Off 199 podcast. We are your co-hosts, Jay.
MusiqNerd.
And Dab.
And we're just a few Miami boys who love talking about South Florida sports and want to bring it to you. So, without further ado,
Off 199 starts.
All right, welcome to Off 199th. It's your boy MusiqNerd. I'm here with some of my regular correspondents. First off, Jay.
Yo.
JSalt is joining us today.
Always with the T-Mac takes and the latest in Florida State news, we hear baby.
And Nick Burnett.
Okay. What's up?
And hopefully Ajack will be joining us a little bit later. Maybe not. But today we're actually going to be doing something a little bit special. We're going to be doing a Miami versus Florida State kind of debate type thing that we're going to be doing since we're probably looking up to probably the biggest Miami Florida State, no matter what happens in the Virginia game, probably the biggest Miami Florida State game in about a decade. So the whole point is going to be a couple questions. We're going to have the Florida State alums that we have, Josh and Nick, and then we're going to have the Miami fans, myself and Jay. And if Ajack comes, Ajack, then I'll come probably more moderate, and then we will give our keys to victory, FSU's keys to victory, and why we will win and why someone else will not. So the first one we're going to start off with is why Florida State could win this big matchup. And we will start off with Nick and Josh. Nick, so whoever would like to go first with that.
Nick, would you like to do the honors?
That's fine. What do you mean? Why would we win this game? My question is, why wouldn't we win this game? We can run the ball. Our defensive line is stacked. We can run the ball.
Wow. No. I'm in agreement.
Wow. Yeah, like we can run the ball. Our defense is more than adequate. We're bullies on the line. I think we battle very well in the trenches. I think we make great in-time adjustment or in-game adjustments at any particular time. I really don't see how.
You have a lot more confidence than I thought y'all would.
Bro, it's been a month. We ready. We ready to talk that talk.
Am I not supposed to be confident in my team going into this game?
I mean, I thought y'all would have prepared, watched film. All right. No, go ahead.
Oh, so you're just saying we're ignorant.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. I feel you. Go ahead.
All right, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. This is my take. I think that we have the leadership that we've lacked since last season. I think we have that this year. I think we have the coaches. I think that we even have the talent on our side to go out and to compete. I'm not saying we're going to blow y'all out. Like, that's not what my take is. He asked me if I thought we would win the game, and I full-heartedly believe we'll win the game. I'm not saying we're going to be, 50-0 or anything like that, but it'll be a close game, and I think we'll end up winning, especially if it's all about the quarterback play. As long as he's doing what he can does, and as long as we don't have to throw the ball more than 20 times a game, I'm more than confident in what we can do.
All right, Josh?
Yeah, I think a big factor to me is coaching in this game. We'll be coaching in this game. And I trust Florida State will win because of the coaching and how Gus Malzahn and Tony White, I believe his name is, on the defensive side of the ball, prepare for a game such as this. And I believe that the scheme, the game plan, the way that they expose their weaknesses, the Miami's weaknesses, although I will admit is a lot less than the weaknesses from last year, at least thus far as what I've seen from Miami playing. Will be the difference in the game. I also do want to echo a lot of Nick's sentiments, specifically on the leadership side of the ball. We do have dogs, and they look prepared and they look ready to eat, which was something that was lacking terribly last season. And so when you have that, that makes it a lot easier for whatever coaching decisions are made to be executed effectively. So I'm looking for Florida State can and will win based on those factors.
All right. Now for the Miami side of things, we're going to start off with Jay, and then I will end up with these points. Go ahead, Jay.
Sorry, I was on mute. I guess my opposition is very confident. I'm gonna take a more humble side of things. Look, Miami's the most balanced team in the nation. They have they have the best combination of defensive line and offensive line in the country.
I'll give you that.
I don't think anybody would argue that.
I'll give you that.
I'd argue all day, but it is what it is.
But look, it's gonna be a tough game. We have to. It really is gonna come down to coaching. It's really gonna come down to game plan. Because both teams can get at each other. But I think it's gonna come down to the Joes. It's just about the better players on the field. You have all them gimmicks and all them misdirection, but offense schemes win games, but you can't how I say this, you can't fake defense, and that's something.
Are you
that,
insinuating that our defense is fake? That we're tofu?
no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. I just feel like I feel like you have one Joe on your defensive line, and I feel like we have six,
Wow,
And I think that's gonna be the difference in the game.
that's crazy.
So I'll say this, like, in order for Miami to win, they have to be explosive on offense, but they haven't showed consistently this season. More specifically, they have to be explosive in the passing game. As far as Miami's weaknesses, if we're attacked on the edges and we are tested vertically, specifically our safeties, then we're gonna have some problems. No team has really tested us vertically like that. And from my observation, that's where our weaknesses lie. Either, but then the question also becomes, can they do that to us? So, and in my opinion, they can't. So that's my take on it. I don't see Thomas Castellanos testing us in that way.
Oh, same said Alabama.
No, I don't think so. Bama can't run the ball.
I'll bet.
All right. Welcome to the chat, Ajack. So I'm going to take more of a host portion. And Austin, we actually had the part where we were saying why Florida State could win this matchup and why Miami could. We're on the Miami part. So to quick recap, Nick and Josh said they're going to win because of their running game, their coaching, their dogs, their captains, their leadership, and just overall being much better than last year. So,
and to be clear, the only reason why y'all won the Alabama game because Alabama stopped trying to run the ball. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
That's ridiculous. What is
That's
he
not
talking
ridiculous.
about?
all right. Now, hey, no. This is about why. Wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait.
That was
ridiculous.
This is about why Florida State can beat Miami and why Miami can beat Florida State. All right.
Whose man's is this?
And then we will talk about these again. You can get towards that later. Damn. All right. I like where the energy's at, though.
Bro,
Austin,
the cap is crazy.
Austin, can you give your reasons why Miami will win this matchup?
Miami will win this matchup?
Why Miami will win this matchup with Florida State?
Just play their strengths, lean on the running game. Shut down the edges because I don't really think Florida State can run up the middle. Make Thomas Castellanos maybe make him a passer, not a runner. Keep him in the pocket. Yeah, that's how you win. It's like a simple. It's like a simple game plan for me. Just run down their throats. Make sure you only fall for the trick plays or the little side to side movement stuff. And yeah, I think Miami wins.
So let me ask you this: you don't think that Florida State can slow, or shall I say, even stop y'all's run game?
No.
I
think the only way y'all stop it is y'all get up 21-0. And we got to pass.
You have to pass.
Just simply. Oh yeah, man. We just can't run against these guys. I don't think there's ever gonna be that. I don't really think the first 4 weeks is not even me even on some blazing diggy and stuff. through the first 4 weeks, I don't really think no team in America can like actually stop us from like running the ball for real. It's going to have to be like on some last year stuff of like, yeah, we can't run the ball no more. We gotta pass it because coming into these Notre Dame games, Florida games is like, yeah, like it was supposed to be like, yeah, Miami wasn't supposed to outtrench these teams, but they did every single time. It was obvious. It was really obvious. So I don't really think a team can like stop us from running the ball. It's gonna be from like outside forces from stopping us from stopping us from like running the ball. In my opinion, obviously I could be wrong. Like I could show up in that old stadium and then like getting blown up. I'm just like, oh my god,
Well,
man!
we
Like,
just
what are we
had
doing?
multiple remodels, so it's supposed to be
Yeah, I'm
significantly
excited about
better.
that, by the way.
Uh,
I'm
hopefully.
excited to see it.
Hopefully, like, because like,
Well, y'all
hey,
play in an NFL stadium, so let's not
yeah,
do that.
yeah, we do
Oh,
Let's not
snap.
do that.
quality every
We
single
actually
time.
have
Hey,
our own
hey,
stadium
hey,
Quality.
for
hey,
our
Y'all don't
own
even.
football
quality
team.
Okay.
every single time. Hey,
What do you mean quality?
It's shared.
yo,
It's shared.
It's shared,
hey,
dog. First of all, it's
hey,
shared. Secondly,
hey,
you
guess
don't
what?
pack it out.
Guess what? I've
Oh, first
never
off,
had,
hey,
I've
when
never
Miami's
had
winning,
to,
they pack it out. So I don't want to hear
I've
that.
never had to
and
stand
y'all
up,
been winning, have y'all
But
not?
hey,
I've never
that's the thing
needed a
though.
break
Like
from.
you're not winning,
I've
I pack
never
it out.
needed a break
Hey,
from sitting
I lived in
down.
Florida State for a long time. When y'all not winning, y'all don't
Never
pack it out
needed
either.
a break.
Hey, I've
Yeah,
never needed a break from sitting down.
right.
I've
I
never
mean, don't
needed a
get me wrong.
break.
It takes a lot more
I've
for
never
y'all not
needed
to
a
win for
break.
y'all not to pack it out
Hey,
either.
I've
I
seen,
never
Let's be
need to take
fair.
a walk
I lived
because
in
my
Tallahassee
butt
for a long
hurt.
time. I went to a
I've
couple
never
games where there were a
needed
lot
it.
of empty seats too, and it wasn't a big game.
I'm still talking
You
about.
remember
I'm
when you
not
used to
gonna
play? You
lie.
remember that
Those
game we
teams
went to
that don't
when
have a
y'all
do
played
so.
Duke?
I
Remember
don't care how
there were a
bad
lot of
they
empty
suck.
seats in that stadium
You
because it was
supposed to be
Duke.
Those teams
standing.
are
You're
rough.
So
I'm
supposed
not
to be
gonna
standing
lie.
and shouting. Those that Doak Campbell was
Bro.
not made for sitting. It was made for standing and shouting. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
that's
that you
great.
can't get
Hey,
with the
that's a great
program.
experience. That's a great. Hey, bro,
I know
man.
the
Hey,
Orange Bowl was
literally.
too, but you know what happened to that. But the thing is, we're a tourism city,
It's
so
still standing.
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm
The
thinking of the
Orange,
Citrus Bowl. My bad.
yeah, Citrus Bowl, yeah, Orange Bowl is not. It's gone.
But nah,
Long
I
gone.
don't think But yeah, to tell the question, I don't think y'all can stop us from
look,
running the ball.
no, I've seen Miami do have better seasons, depending on what y'all define as better, and y'all still not pack out that stadium. So that's
Nah,
I
I
don't know what to
disagree
tell
with
you.
that.
You
I
see,
don't I
Miami
don't know what
has
to
Past
tell
better
you.
historically,
seasons
No,
than
because
this
Miami
team.
hasn't had.
stadiums.
I don't know
No,
what you're
no,
talking about,
no.
Josh.
Since
But Miami hasn't
when?
really had better seasons than the last two in 2017 and probably
Then, Josh,
2013.
Nah,
let's
that's what
not
I
be
No,
know.
no, no,
Like
no,
y'all
no,
okay.
no,
can,
no, no,
They
yo,
no.
packed
Let me
us
Josh,
say
out
this.
let's
Let me say
be
this.
first.
No,
those
no, no, no,
fans.
no, no, no. Let me say this. Let me say this. There have been years where Miami has gone like 5-0, 6-0, and then
I gave you the years where Miami's gone 5-0, 6-0,
I'm telling you that I
and they
haven't
packed
seen
out
it
the
packed
stadiums.
out. That's
Yeah,
cap. I haven't seen
bro,
it packed out.
'cause
25
you not here.
right now 4-0. Like we packed like 2023, we went 4-0. We packed out that stadium then at that point, but then when we lost,
As that's all
that
cap.
was it.
There,
And
there.
then like
I've seen.
2017, packed it out that stadium. After that, no, we haven't started that well. Miami,
I,
you know,
okay.
like look, if we started 7-0 in 2013, we packed out the stadium, but we didn't.
I feel like I saw some significant gaps in that stadium. That's just me. Maybe I
Or
was looking for it.
2013.
Maybe I was looking for it.
Hey, man,
No, yeah, of course you were, because you're a Florida State fan, which is okay. I
No,
understand
no,
that.
no.
Just like Gator fans do.
This is
Oh, man,
objective.
my bad. That's
This is
disrespectful.
objective.
You're a Florida State
I
alum. It's different, and I apologize.
How is
It's
it No, objectively, I look at a stadium and I see gaps. Sure, I'm looking for it, but if they show it to me, that doesn't mean that I'm biased.
I mean,
It
I
look,
just
just say the
all
means,
same
right,
thing
hey,
about Doak
all right.
hey,
Here's what be
Campbell.
happening. Here's what be
hey,
happening. Cause like,
this
yo,
section,
like
this section
y'all
is
do this
empty.
all the time.
What
Like, yo,
you
I be
just
seeing,
said?
I
Hey,
be seeing
and
screenshots, right?
hey
I be seeing
niggas,
screenshots.
we're
It be the
undefeated, but this section is empty.
It be like I be seeing screenshots. It be like the second quarter with 30 seconds left to go. Yeah, they went to go get something to eat.
No, it's
Yeah,
cap. Stop
it's
it.
like y'all always
Stop
he
it,
goes to
Austin.
every game. He
You
goes
know
to
that's
every
cap.
game.
Okay,
Look,
how many games you go
I
to?
will say this. I will say this as a then we need to move on. Like it is as some when Miami is actually winning, which has been very few for the last 20 years, it is majorly overblown that the stadium's not filled. Because
Okay.
probably the most beloved team in South Florida probably is still the University of Miami Hurricanes. The Heat are there and everything like that. And even like the Heat have a sellout record, but even then they show the seats like when it's like second quarter, like going to get
It's
something
hard
to
to
eat,
get
come back after
downtown,
half.
bro. It's hard to get downtown. Like people don't
Yeah,
understand that. Like we
that part too.
like you can't park near the arena in Miami. You can't park near there. You're not
It's
getting to it.
Miami, nigga.
Yeah, so it's like I hate when people like try to like
Whether it's a game or
talk
not,
about
it's gonna
it.
be hard to get wherever.
Yeah, so it's like I hate the stadium jokes, ha 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 ha. But it's like, bro, like like the only thing y'all talk about. Yeah, but moving on.
All right. Moving on to the next thing. Keys to the game. We will also have Florida State go first for this one. Josh will have you go first this time, then Nick, and then Austin, then Jay from Miami.
Yeah, I mean, keys to the game, as I said earlier, coaching is going to be a big factor. Especially when it comes. I don't. We'll get to predictions later, but especially when it comes down to the more decisive moments within the game, coming in the third, early fourth quarter. Um, Yeah, coaching, and I do think running the ball, as has been said, running and stopping the run, I think is going to be huge factors for both teams. So again, I favor FSU in that because I think their defensive line and the coaching will actually prove very effective in that manner. So running the ball, stopping the run, and coaching will be big.
Nick.
I agree with our trenches will be the most important part, really on both sides, because again, we're gonna have to stop the run for you guys. I think both of these teams are run first. Us, we have a quarterback that runs. You guys just have like 3 running backs that run all day. But y'all's offensive line, I'm not even gonna lie, it's just scary big. They're huge. They are all definitely NFL caliber um, players, just like they're prototypes for what you see in the NFL. So I definitely think that the offensive line is something you can hang your hat on, and that's something that Cristobal has done a really good job of doing. I think the trenches on the opposing side for us, especially, is going to be covered, well, just blocking in general, because you guys probably have the 2 best rush duos in college football. That is something that I am worried about. But even then, I think we'll have enough coaching, and I think enough plays will be made that we will have the victory in the end. Um, and I really just think the 16 throws Castellano needs to make, we just need to make count. And I think that's what puts us over the edge in the what gets us the dub, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, one more thing, sorry. Speaking of those throws, I'm thinking about explosive plays at Florida State. That's going to be a big factor, I'll say,
Yeah,
specifically on Florida State side. Our
it's a
ability
big
to
part of
make it,
our offense.
our ability to. I don't know if we're really the nickel and dime type of team yet.
We're not.
Um, but if we can execute and make those explosive plays, that's going to be very important. That's going to be a very good. That's going to be an important detail for us in order to win the game. Because especially since we're home, it's going to be a big factor.
Okay. Hey, Jack.
Is the keys to win just in general for like Miami or
For
Florida
Miami.
State?
For Miami,
For
Florida
Miami,
State.
I think keys to the game. Yeah, obviously stopping the run, limiting the explosives. Because I came in here like a little bit late, but I did hear, Juju, Juju Bean talking about getting vertical and stuff down the field and stuff like that. Because what I've seen from earlier on in the year, just like being there at the game, they don't really test us vertically because I think we have the speed on the outside. But what does worry me is that tall wide receiver y'all got from USC, because OJ he been getting blurred, like that type of stuff. Like he been great overall, but like he had some lapses and seem like it don't really seem like they try anybody else. They don't try Keontae Scott, they don't try Xavier Lucas or whatever like that. But I think if Florida State wants a chance, I do think they need to if they're gonna go vertical, they need to try it on early downs, because on third down we like we get in our like little Ferrari sets and we got Bane, we got Lightfoot, we got like our quick, like we just got like our pass rush, and then we got um our freshman safeties over the top who are just really just fast. I don't think they can. I don't if it's like a third and long. I don't think y'all getting off. Like I don't think like Florida State is gonna get off with explosive plays, because either our pass is gonna get there or it's gonna get picked, in my opinion. If Florida State hits big plays in the early downs, I feel like they have a great shot. But for Miami, as I said before, stop the run the ball, play action. And I think and also I think we need to get some explosives in ourselves. I think we need to establish a big lead and force them to like I think when we know Florida State is trying to get down the field, I think it's gonna be easier to play defense on them. So yeah.
All right. Jay.
Keys to the game, first key to the game, limit big plays. FSU does not thrive they cannot drive the ball down the field methodically. Um, they rely heavily on big plays to get the job done. If they don't have big plays, they're going to punt or they are going to punt the ball. Another key to the game, we need explosive plays. So we need Jordan Lyle and we need Jojo Trader to, I guess, put the country on notice, to show that we have a different aspect to our offense. We're not just a ground and pound team. We can't hit you for the big play. The next key to the game, lane discipline. Castellanos will exploit lane disciplines if you're not in your lanes. Misdirection. We on the year we've been really good at snuffing out reverses and like quick screens, those type of plays. So I'm not totally worried about that, even though they do really have a very fast 400 yard sprinter on their team. I'm not really worried about getting beat that way. I'm not worried about getting beat east to west. I'm more worried about the straight line speed down the field.
That's a good point.
Keys to the game, our safeties have to play lights out. That's my key.
All right. Basically, tell.
Do you want me to answer that question, Philip?
Well, no, I'm about to get into it.
Okay, go ahead.
What pales in tape for both teams? Florida State right now is the highest scoring offense in the nation. Number one running defense, running offense as well.
One more time, Phil. Say that one more time, Phil.
Well,
no, please say that one. I didn't hear that.
What I'm also going to do is that Miami has
I really didn't hear that. Say that again.
Hey, spin the block again one more time, Phil.
I didn't hear what you said, Phil. I'm serious.
What I said was that Florida State has the number one running offense in the league and the number one scoring offense in the league. But Florida State has also played Kent State and East Texas A&M.
No, Southeast Texas A&M.
Oh, my bad. Southeast Texas A&M. So to say that it's a bit of a stat pad is a bit of an understatement. But to be fair,
it's hard to score.
It's about execution. As well as it comes down 70. To it. It's about execution. And scoring 70 is not something to sneeze at. But at the same time, it is what it is. So getting into it, because not really a lot of teams in the nation haven't played anybody. But the best game has been played against Alabama. They're able to run the ball at will against that. Miami, on the other hand, has the two highest graded rushers in the nation.
Pause. You said run the ball at will. I didn't say running the ball. Phrase. I said they have the number one rushing offense in the nation. No, you said they're running the ball at will against Alabama. That's what you said.
Oh, my bad. They ran the ball well against Alabama.
I would have used that, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you wouldn't.
Call them what you want.
Ran the ball very well against Alabama. But the main thing I think right there is when it comes down to it, like I say, keys for it. I think there are superpowers that are going to be used by both coaches in this game. Mike Norvell's superpower is game planning. Mario Cristobal's superpower is recruiting. So what I really think about is going to come down to execution when it comes to that. But that's just me adding that. But I added a question to us that I said I put in the chat. So we're going to start off with you, FSU. What have you seen from Miami that worries you in this game? I'm going to start off with you, Nick, and then you, Josh. And I'll give the same question, but in reverse to the Miami players as well. What have you seen from FSU that worries you at this game? I'll start off with Jay with that, and then Austin. So, Nick, if you want to start off first.
You guys will, obviously, you guys are going to be easily the best defense we've played all season. That's what worries me. Y'all's pass rush is very worrisome, especially since our offense does a lot of moving and misdirection just with our runs and even our passing, which kind of just means we can't have our quarterback just sit in the pocket and throw, which is kind of scary. If you guys are able to make us one dimension like that, I don't think it would be a very good day for Florida State in that sense. So really it's pass protection and with being able to keep you guys out of the backfield in a sense of like you're destroying our offensive execution. It's probably what worries me the most. Y'all's run game will be good, but I think it's something that we'll be able to contain. Like my whole thing is it's like you guys may be able to run the ball, but we'll be able to hold off everything else. So I'm not super worried about that. It's just if we give up big plays on the on the outsides, then I'd be worried about that because then it's like you guys would be firing on all cylinders. Really, it's just about controlling the tempo, and whoever's going to have the ball last is probably going to win. Like it was, what year was that my brother went? And you guys threw that fucking bomb on the goddamn sideline. He only had 2 targets all fucking game.
2017.
Yep,
Wow.
2017.
Yeah, bro. Wow.
That pissed me off.
Oh yeah, that was great. Oh, man,
That was an epic game. That was an epic game. That was good. That was a great
great.
game. Even though we lost. Buddy had only touched the ball twice that game, and he killed us.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming.
Exactly.
It was the same exact play that they did the game before.
I'll never forget my brother's face on that. We just looked at each other just like.
I'll never forget his face either. Yeah. I'll never forget your face too. It was like this dumbfounded look, and you look around all the Florida State fans, they had that same look. But for me, it was sweet. I mean, it was the first time in 7 years we had beat y'all, so I just say,
keep that right back. Like, what year was it on where they got that 4th and 14?
Yeah, same thing.
Like,
the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. That's how I feel. Especially that. I feel like I think that's not more indicative than this series, really, when it comes down to it, of football games. I really think this is underrated. As much as it can be ballyhooed and how epic it was. I know we'll get into that a little bit later, but I really feel like people sleep on this rivalry. But Josh,
really? It's the best rivalry in college football. Maybe that's just because I'm a.
It's one of the
older,
best. Being like older and stuff.
It's got to be top 5.
It's one of the classics.
No, I think it's top 5.
One of the classes.
Yeah, I think it's top, but I don't think it's the best anymore. Especially with like how the state of the programs have been like the last 10 years.
Well, I think the state of the programs, how it's been the last 5 years, like the last 20 years. I think it's taken some of the luster off of it. But when you think about it, like the way I think that other ones get talked about a lot more because they're played at the end of the year, like Ohio State and Michigan, Alabama and Auburn as well, and then the SEC being that. But it's not like Auburn has been much better than Miami the last 20 years, and even Michigan's been good the last 10. So if this thing is all of it is recency bias, but I think people forget that for a 15-year period there, the winner of that game was going to be most likely to win a national championship.
Yeah,
so I think that's getting lost to time. But
yeah.
Anyways, Josh, what have you seen from Miami that irks you in this game?
Irks. Worries
or worries or irks you?
Nigga, I ain't worried about nothing.
Wow.
But what I will say, I don't worry. What I will say, I am impressed by the wins that Miami has been able to put together.
Yeah.
And I think that presents challenges because one, you're dealing with a confident team, and you're also dealing with a team that knows how to execute. I want to think about who Miami has played and where they're at in their season. But nevertheless, I am. It does seem that Miami goes in with a good game plan, and they're able to execute. Again, I don't necessarily think they're like the explosive play team, or like but they do the small things really well. I think Miami does a lot of the small things really well, and that really adds up and makes a difference. So that's what I can highlight. Am I worried about it? Oh, I'm not really worried about it. I think we'll handle business and we'll do well.
All right. Jay, what worries you about FSU going into this game?
I'll go ahead and just be honest because I guess we're just lying on here and stuff like this. So.
Who's lying?
I'll go ahead and be the honest guy. I'm worried about.
I haven't lied a day in my life.
I think the only thing I'm really worried about is the speed on FSU's offense. I'm not sure Squirrel Wilson will be healthy. Squirrel White will be healthy next week. I'm not sure. But that adds another element to your offense that he's a good decoy player, and when he does get the ball in the hand, he does make some stuff happen. Especially on the quarterback position, you have a lot of speed on the quarterback position, a lot of speed on the edges. I'm not really I'm not really well. We already talked about what I'm not concerned with, but I am concerned. I'm not concerned with the D line. I am concerned with Earl Little Jr. He's a very good player. In my opinion, he's the most important player on your team. In my opinion,
He's the most important
watching.
player on defense for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I misspoke. He is the most important player on the defense. I feel like if he's not, well, just watching your games, if he's not on the field, y'all give up a lot more plays, and y'all a lot of things fall apart if he's not on the field. In my opinion, from what I've seen from all 22 stuff that I've watched of them, but yeah, that's the only thing that worries me. Stuff like that, just to be respectful of Florida State, even though I don't really, yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Hey Jack, play a question for you.
To be blunt, like their offense scares me a little, because it's kind of like their offense, because it's like historically that's the offense. Well, especially like the last couple of years under Chris Paul, like that's the offense that gives us like the most trouble. That side to side, fake inside zone, outside handoff stuff. But as Julian said,
It makes you play slow because
as I said, like our defense is really, really fast. I haven't seen this fast defense since 2017. Like they really swarm. So I'm not really worried about the east to west stuff, but with that, whatever his name is, Dansby or whatever like that, he is fast. Like he is. It's funny because I have a track friend or whatever like that. He sent like a TikTok about him like last year. He was like, yeah, bro, he run like a four, like in the 400 like a 44. That's insane, bro. I was like, I don't know why he a running back. He should be wide receiver, and then now he's wide receiver and he's like zooming. So
yeah,
offense scares me a little. I'm not that Earl Little stuff. Like he was trash last year. Like he definitely improved though. I think he found his right position.
I don't think he was trash last year.
He was. Because I think he's better as a downhill safety just to clean up stuff. I don't think he can cover worth a lick. So it's like I think he's better like as like that downhill safety. Like I guess make him cover or whatever like that. But still, as you said, like when he's off the field, they're a different defense. Other than that, I ain't really. Castellanos don't really scare me. He scared me as a runner, but overall, he doesn't really scare me because like we played him before, and like he got off as a running back, but he didn't really get off as a quarterback. So it's kind of like I'm really trying to like concerned about the offense, the trickery of it, and the defense. I'm like whatever with it because it like against Alabama, y'all had like a bend don't break type of defense. Because I feel like Alabama moved the ball against y'all, but it seemed like when it was time, y'all really clamped down. So you gotta get that respect for sure. So
Alabama bailed y'all out of a lot of situations.
Nigga, you better stop the cap.
No,
I
watched that game I watched the game like 3 times.
I'm tired of it.
Because even on like that 4th and 7, like if Ty Simpson just runs forward, he gets the first down, but he decides to throw a little duck or whatever like that instead. So it's like, look. I thought like me and Nick watched it together, or we were like near each other. We watched it. I asked him like, I was like, "Do you think Alabama lost or y'all won it?" And he said, "Y'all won it." And like, I really agree because I really feel like y'all beat them up in the trenches. Like all credit to y'all for real.
Nigga, it was a 7-point game in the 4th quarter, and they got the ball back, and we stopped them. And then we went on to score. It made it a 14-point game.
Yeah, that's fine.
What do you mean?
As I was saying, like I just don't feel like
I'm not sure that proves your point, Josh. I'm not sure I'm not sure that made the cutting motion.
Because like, bro, I watched the game. Like I don't think what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
things get extended, but that's kind of what he said.
Like,
he said Alabama bailed y'all out. So that kind of what happened.
Alabama bailed y'all out. What do you mean bail us out? What do you mean?
They did dumb stuff.
But at the same time,
Ty Simpson got out the pocket.
You still have to make plays on defense, correct?
And I just
y'all
have not saying that y'all didn't do everything y'all needed to do.
I literally just said I beat up here for clamping down the right times.
Nigga,
I'm not going to sit here and say that Alabama ain't bail y'all out a couple times. That's all I'm saying. Like credit, it's still credit to y'all. I've been next to Nick and we discussed this.
Execution had nothing to do with our defense.
Yeah, if a QB breaks contain has 20 yards left to go to get the first down, is that execution?
I watched them pander with them backhanded compliments, put their head on a Cuban link as a monument.
Okay.
Y'all just remember that. Y'all just remember that.
Okay, Mister. I'm not worried about nothing. So it's like, hey, I don't really, it's like
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Like, yeah, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest about
Hey, you can
like,
sit here
like
and
it's the
lie
same
on,
energy.
lie on the podcast. I'll sit here and lie on the podcast.
Hey, it is what it is. As I said, bro. As I said, like, yo,
All right.
I have
Back to
not
the
lost
corners.
sleep.
Back to the corners. We got to move on. All right. So this one I'm gonna mix and match before whips. I want to say, what are you most looking forward to being at the game? I'm gonna start off with Jay since he hasn't been at a game with us for a while. And then I'm gonna go Josh, then Austin, then Nick. So Jay, what are you looking forward to being at? What are you most looking forward to being at this game in October in a week where we all will be there?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the energy, the atmosphere. I am looking forward to see the new renovations of Doak Campbell Stadium. On TV, it looks pretty dope. I'm very excited to see it. Also, I'm excited to see like just I haven't been to a college football game in a long time, so I think the last one I went to was when the last one we lost to
The
Florida
4th and
State
14
actually.
game.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm just looking forward to that, like seeing everybody talking shit. I'm looking forward to the camaraderie.
Josh, what about you as an alum?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being back on campus, seeing the energy, as was said earlier.
Oh, Josh, you gonna be there?
So
Yep.
yeah, I'm pulling up.
Okay, cool.
Flights booked. Still looking for tickets, but we're getting in either way.
Wow, damn. Good luck.
Hold on, I got some plugs. All right, let me work the
All
magic.
right.
You got a magic lamp rubbing the genie?
Nah, nigga, I got friends. All right. I'm
Not
definitely
too
looking
many of
for
them still live in Tallahassee.
No, but they were alumni and were athletes there.
Oh, true.
It's easy for them to
Never,
get tickets on this. I know.
All you gotta do is
nevertheless,
call Dion.
nevertheless, I don't think the Dion plug works anymore.
I don't think they
I
give
don't think
Tion tickets anymore. Let's be
I
real.
don't think Dion. Yeah, let's just say he flies over Tallahassee. He stays in Pensacola. He doesn't. Anyways, all right. I'm excited. It's a night game. I'm excited just to be back under those lights, those night, especially the new, and get talking my trash and getting some good food before the game. That it's gonna be like old times, and I'm really looking forward to that.
No. Ajack?
You said, what am I looking forward to, right?
Yeah, looking forward to going to the game. But being at the game.
Reality is like it's a good. I know we've been trolling about like the stadium stuff, like, but a good quality on school stadium is it's a surreal experience, especially like when like both teams are good. Even the game 2 years ago, Miami was kind of mid, but y'all was good. That was a good game. It was a great atmosphere. And the funniest, like when you're like in, especially with like that, it was a nervous atmosphere too. So it was a very hilarious game because I knew we were gonna lose, but like looking at everybody being so nervous after Jacoby George scored, that was a great because like Bree was with me. She was like, "Yo, why is everybody like so quiet?" Because I'm like, they nervous.
It was a shocking thing.
They nervous.
Like you look around, everybody's like, they're like, what the hell just happened? We had this game. It's like where's it at? Why is it just 7 points right now?
Because like people, because she didn't realize because we were down like most of the game or whatever like that. So she didn't realize her mind is like, yeah, we already lost this stuff. But all it takes is one play. And they got so nervous. Like the nervous energy was it was great. Even though we lost, and then Tyler Van Dyke threw that pick, it was still a great experience. So I'm loving that. I do think it's going to be a somewhat close game. So, because at the like even like in that game, even like the Manny Diaz F up, it was still a great experience. Even though we lost like that, it was still a great experience to be there. So I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, like, I'm looking forward to the environment, to the experience. I'm looking forward to seeing Grandma. Oh yeah, and if you.
What are you looking forward to being at this game?
I'm just looking forward to what it really just means for all of us. It's the one time a year we all come together. Or at least in my mind, it's the one time a year we're guaranteed to come together for sure. And I always enjoy that, whether it's in Miami or whether it's here. But as far as being at Doak Campbell Stadium, I'm looking forward to hearing the war chants. I'm looking forward to hearing us spelling out Florida State. I'm all for it. I'm all for the outfits. I'm all for the retro Florida State gear that's going to be out there. I'm all for the random white people that come up to us and talk to us and just give us free shots or whatever. I'm all for it. I'm all for the tomahawks just blowing in the wind. Us, jumping around Doak Campbell Stadium. I'm there for all of it. The energy that's going to be in there, it's going to be electric. It's going to be hype. I'm waiting for the first kickoff. I always love that, the tradition. When Renegade runs out there, we get the spike in the ground. Oh, it's nothing. The energy is so. It's nothing. There's nothing else in college football, in my opinion, that is like that opening kickoff in Doak Campbell Stadium. That is one of the number one things that I'm looking forward to every single time I go to a game. So that's something that I will be treasuring for sure.
Well, I mean, echo most of y'all's sentiments. I mean, for me, yeah, that is the one time a year that we're all guaranteed to usually come together and go see the game. I love that part. I used to really like having that week off and like discussing beforehand. And not necessarily that type of function this year. Unfortunately, I got to kind of run in and run out this year. But the camaraderie, the brotherhood, even like the rivalry between Florida State and Miami, as someone who lived in Tallahassee for a very long time, yeah, like people coming up to you and saying "F you," but hey, man, I'm glad that you're here. It's like, it's like, but hey, man, I respect that fact that you don't back down or whatever like that, because that's how I was when I was down there as a UM fan. I love when we have been at high energy games like that 2013 game. That was one of the best pregame experiences I ever had.
Was that the one when Jalen got the pick at the end?
No, that was 2014. 2013 was when y'all was on national championship game.
Oh, the national championship.
Miami was undefeated as well. But Miami wasn't. I didn't really think Miami was going to win that game. I didn't think Miami was as talented as y'all were. But Miami had done things to win games and they had come out of ways to do it. So I felt like, it was a great atmosphere because College Game Day was there. You felt the energy. It was
College Game Day is going to be there again.
Yeah.
Nigga.
I think if y'all win, y'all. I think if y'all win
if y'all win tomorrow, hopefully.
So y'all have to handle business. So and I'm hoping, at the very least, I think we get Herb Street and Fowler calling the game, which I think just gives it that's going to get another layer as well. I think that energy, that camaraderie, just the thing and also, the shit talking. Like, I love it when like a drunk white boy comes by us and like gives me the stare down and says, "Oh, you need to go back home." And then, we all turn around and be like, "What are you talking about?" Basically, because he sees all of us 6 foot people in different colors, be like, "Oh, I should not have messed with this crowd." And he goes walking away. I enjoy that. I enjoy everything about it. Like, no matter all the crap I'll talk about Florida State, Doak Campbell is a beautiful stadium. It's a beautiful atmosphere, and I have to give it its flowers. That's something I miss about playing at the Orange Bowl. And someone who used to go there a lot. So I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to this time on. I need to get away from this place. I'm really looking forward to I'm really looking forward to seeing y'all. So there's part of that. So also this leads right into the legacy of the rivalry, point of views that I want to go Florida State and Miami. We'll start off with Florida State. Guys, again, Nick, give me your point of view on it, then Josh, then Jay, then Austin.
So the question is, what does this game mean for the legacy?
Like the legacy, like how do you see it? Either how do you see it, how you take the question however you want. The legacy, how you see it of Florida State of Miami, or how what it means to you, whichever way. It's your point of view.
Well, this game for me really just signifies what the ACC, what Miami and Florida State were supposed to mean to the ACC when Miami ever joined. It was supposed to be the rivalry and basically us just competing for ACC championships, which I think is what will happen this season. For sure, especially since Clemson fell off a cliff. And I told you, I said that. I said that in our prequel to the season. I said, I don't know why everybody thinks Clemson is going to be good and Caleb Klubnik was shit. I called it. He's ass.
You called him Caleb.
Well, whatever his name is.
I called that.
Huh?
His name is Cade. It's better than that. So,
Well, his name should be
Trash.
Brown is what it should be called. Boy, it's
Go
hot
ahead.
garbage. But as far as the legacy concern I just think it pumps more back into our rivalry, and the win streaks will continue, and I think it'll just be a battle. And I think this will go down as one of the best games in the past 10 years, so yeah, decade or so. I think that's what it means. I think it adds on to Florida State's legacy of dominance of beating Miami. I think it adds on to that. You can make as many faces as you want to. We've won more in the past few years than we've lost. And I can hang my hat on to that. And it's a beautiful thing.
Nah, facts, big bro.
All right. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, Nick said a lot of what I'd like to say, but that this game means something. There's something about, growing up as a Florida State fan. I enjoy the Miami Florida State rivalry,
Mhm.
but I hate the Gators more. I enjoy this rivalry more, and I hate it's just something weird about it. But
I
even
can
from a
feel
net,
that.
I don't know. It was
It's
just
probably because I became a fan later in life, Lou.
Well, I think the Tebow years and the way Gator fans kind of morphed. I think that also maybe I'm wrong there, Josh, but maybe that may have some
well,
influence over how you feel about that too.
what I'm saying is the Florida State Miami rivalry is, I think, objectively bigger than the Florida State Florida rivalry from a
Oh,
national
for sure.
perspective.
In
But
my opinion.
I hate the Gators more, and
More.
that might have to do when I was growing up, Tebow and all of that. Um, but as we talk about legacy, I mean all Florida schools can really, except for UCF and USF, may they never do well. Um,
Oh, I think yeah.
these three Florida schools historically have been strong fixtures within college football, and this year is a return to that, minus UF, which I'm fine with. But it's a return to that, and the legacies of that 2000 team, of course that 2013 team, of the rich heritage that we have. So there's a lot, whoever went, again, championships, ACC championships, national championship, we remember those things as per se, but what we remember is just the classic feel of that, and adding another chapter to that with this rendition. Hopefully, if Florida State can pull off the win tomorrow, it will be a beautiful thing for sure, to add to it. Whether or not either team goes on to win an ACC championship, or a national championship, or even to the playoffs. So
Well
I
said.
got one more point. I
Go ahead.
think it speaks. I think that this game in particular, in a week or so, speaks more to Mike Norvell's legacy as a Florida State coach, um, than more than anything else, just because of the season that he had last season, and then to come in and to beat Miami, who was another two in the country, and you guys will be number two because you guys are on that bye, which low key I'm kind of worried about. So you guys have multiple weeks to prepare for the game, which I probably should have said earlier. But it really just speaks for Mike Norvell as a coach and his legacy, and being able to flip programs. Um, and I guess just be a transfer portal god in that aspect, because he's flipped multiple teams now using the transfer portal. So I really think that this game will speak a lot for Mike Norvell's legacy.
Jay, what's your point of view on the legacy of Florida State in Miami from a lifelong Miami fan?
To me, Miami and Florida State is the first example of what a rivalry in sports was to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that feeling that I got watching those games and feeling that anxiety I took to my regular life, like me versus Swab Job or me versus New Orleans, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's sorry, this is just Optimus. This is Optimus and high school teams in Miami. So that's what it means to me. That's what a legacy means to me. It was an example of what real sports were like to experience. So that's what made me fall in love with football in the first place.
I mean, my Florida State was Miramar, but yeah, go ahead, Austin.
My Florida State was Northside. Just to add my 2 cents. But yeah, I mean, look, man, I used to as a jit or whatever like that, because I started to become aware. Like my first, I don't know, hold up. I think I told y'all this before. My first memory, it's like a football period was Sean Taylor taking a pick back against Virginia Tech, and that was like a rivalry, obviously, but like ain't nothing really can compare to like Florida State versus Miami. Trying to remember. I just have so many. I have so many memories of it actually. Probably my favorite one was when I think like Snorris Moss took that screen and he scored off the screen. That was a great one. That was awesome.
0-4 game.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then probably the most heartbreaking one was when I was in North Carolina. I was going through a hurricane, and I was like trying to find power to charge my phone to watch the game.
Yeah,
So I'm literally like running around campus with my charger, trying to find an outlet to charge my phone to watch the game. I had to go all the way to like the upperclassmen dorm because I had like upperclassman homie, and he like let me use his room, and I was just like sitting.
Wow.
I was like sitting on the desk just trying to watch the game, and then we come all the way back, and it gets blocked. The field goal gets
the block of the rock. Yeah.
And I had to walk back in the rain, tears in my eye.
That was a rough one.
Block of the rock was
a rough one.
Mind you, like I'm alone. Yo, because I'm alone too. I can't crash out because I'm alone, and they had no idea why I would crash out. I'm alone, and like I just left, and mom was like, "Hey, bro, you good?" Yeah, I'm good. So now, I used like I used to cry. I used to like, bro. Remember one time we lost. I was like on the floor of my mom's room. She like went up to the bed. It was like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Like, cause I used to that it was like a real deal for me, man. So
all y'all used to be like that. Phil would watch Miami games and his whole day would be ruined.
Yep.
I mean, look, I'm just saying.
Me and Josh used to look at him and be like, bruh, you okay? Like,
no, it was serious.
No, it wasn't normal. Like, I mean, for obviously it was normal for y'all, but like for us not knowing, I used to be like, bruh, it's gonna be okay. Like,
no, it's not. Nick, no, it's not.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. Like, Nick, no, it's not. Leave me alone.
I'm like, Phil, you would not talk for the rest of the day. It wasn't like an hour. It'd be like the rest of the day. You would not talk.
It'd be rested in college football Saturdays because, like, for context, people would always come over to our house, me and Nick's house, and watch the games. And Miami better win, otherwise I'll be a horrible host. I wasn't saying shit to nobody.
The rest of the day.
And I was like, yo, let's get the movie night going. Let's start watching movies. I don't want to watch any more college football.
Nigga, y'all don't know what those Saturdays meant to me, man. I just coming over.
Oh no, they were awesome. Like looking back,
so good.
It was awesome. But man, nah, I had to chill. I had to chill out. I had to go through a lot. I couldn't be in mixed company anymore. I was like, I don't understand.
You know what's funny? I mean, Nick mentioned it. Austin mentioned it a little bit. I remember, I don't know, I was in Boston somewhere, but I remember watching that. I forget who the kids are relevant, but I remember that Miami player catching that pass on that fourth down play. Nigga, I don't care what his name. I just remember watching that, and I called the play. I was like, "This is the same exact play they did last week. Watch out for it." And whatever late, I think that was McFadden.
It was number 4.
Yeah, number 4, McFadden. Yeah. Yep, he got drafted.
Yep.
Trash.
Trash. He got a lot of interceptions the year before. Otherwise, he was very spotty. Nevertheless, I was like, yo, they're good. Anyways, I just remember that. And I also remember my freshman year at Florida State. The first game of my freshman year at Florida State. It was Florida State, a Labor Day. Thank you, Phil. A Labor Day game. We had the day off, so it was wild, and it was Florida State versus Miami at Doak at night, and it went down to the last play, and that
Oh, I
nigga
remember that game.
Christian Ponder played a great game, an excellent game.
Oh, I watch that
Uh,
game all the time. I watch that game back all the time because it's so funny.
and that nigga Jarman Fortson, I remember this nigga's name. That nigga Jarman Fortson had it in his hand and it fell through his arms and on the ground incomplete, and we lose the game. We thought we won. We thought we won. We thought he caught it, but then they said it was incomplete. Absolute pandemonium. I will never forget that being my first game at Florida State. We're about to walk off win, and it didn't happen, and the life sucked out of that stadium very fast, and I'll never forget it. But what Florida State, Miami, always great memories in that game, that rivalry.
Well, no, I think it's a back and forth really of heartbreak for both squads. I remember being like watching 2002 the game. Like y'all were beating the crap out of us in 2002. I'll never forget it. This Julian and Austin were with us. We were at one of our parents' friends' house. Julian was on the floor with his eyes like this when y'all had drove down to get into position for the game-winning field goal. Y'all were down 28-27 after we had come back and y'all had us up by like 2 touchdowns. And I'll never forget it. I was trying to go to I was behind a wall. I couldn't watch it, but then and then I peeked out and he kicked it and he missed it. And it just went wild for us. And then I'll never forget 4 years later, the end of the winning streak for us, it was a Labor Day game in Doak. We lost 10-7 on a fumbled field goal exchange. Brian Moreau fumbled it. We had played like crap all night. Y'all, that was like one of y'all best defenses. Y'all had some really good linebackers, and Miami couldn't get anything to go, get anything going. But we had drove down the field. We had gotten in position to tie it, and they fumbled the field goal exchange. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, my heart just shattered because we hadn't lost to y'all in like 6 years at that point. Literally, there was a time we had beat y'all 3 times in like a 9-month span. At one point when we first got to ACC. So for us, it's we don't lose the Florida. My brothers had an experience loss of Florida State. We don't lose Florida State anymore. Me, I had known how it been. I also was I had seen the 47-0 time when y'all beat us senseless. So I knew how it felt to lose to y'all. But that loss, it just shattered my heart that day. And I was just like, I think
man.
This series has so many back and forths like that. Block of the Rock was heart shattering, but the catch against with Magnum made over at McFadden, it's just like euphoria. When you break streaks, you break hearts with it, and it's just I think this series has so much back and forth to it.
And
I feel like every game is always
he possibly could have ever played.
I will say this though. I know if that. I just have a theory. I know if y'all didn't win that game,
which one?
The 4th and 14 game,
Mm-hmm.
I think they might bring Diaz back.
No, that's one thing really? I actually wanted to make sure I said. That's the game that got Diaz fired.
Yeah, 100%.
You think so?
I think I told Nick that when we came back to the house too, because remember you told me you told me that the game against the game in 2018 got Taggart fired.
Oh yeah,
2019.
No.
Got Taggart fired.
That nigga, he didn't last the night. That nigga, what y'all pounded us 31-0.
No, it was
No, we ended up scoring in the last 4 minutes.
It was 27-10.
Yeah,
27-10.
27, but there was no juice. There was no juice.
Yeah, that game was
that was the worst game we've
sucked.
ever been. That game was bad.
Sucked. That game sucked.
I was like, I want this nigga's head on a silver platter by morning.
Yeah.
I don't want. I'm done.
There was nothing. There was no spark. Y'all had Cam Akers. I think he had a crazy touchdown.
Bro,
I think at that point, it brought to a 7-point game.
Bro, yo, Cam Akers was basically playing quarterback for y'all the whole game. It was ass. It sucked.
Hey Nick, Nick, do the Taggart face. What's that face he gives? When everything's
Oh, he's over there with that
Tiger
dumbass
face.
look on his face every
Oh
time.
my gosh.
It's like he was surprised to find himself as a Power 4
Yeah,
football coach
or
at
he
that time.
just like there's no emotion, no nothing. He wouldn't get in anybody's ass, like just nothing. He was just
That
so
nigga on Saturdays, that nigga
lifeless.
just
So it's like,
he folds his
like-
arms and be like,
I
Yeah,
think it just speaks. I think it speaks to the importance of it. I think Miami looked at it and was like, "We need
Talk
more
about a
than
nigga
what he's
that
giving." Because
failed upwards.
because there were things. I think there were things that Manny Diaz was doing well. It just wasn't well enough. I don't think
He
he was
wasn't a good
quite
head
ready to
coach.
be a Power 4 coach.
Yeah, he wasn't a good head coach. He wasn't a good head
It was
coach.
not at the time. So
He had
Josh,
5'10",
you saw
Oh,
that.
man.
You saw
had
that.
5'10"
podcast?
linebackers and shit.
You saw that podcast where Francois basically was like, "We have pro style players and we're trying to
Yeah.
run a West Coast offense."
"Yep."
yeah, I
Yep.
saw
I
that.
said that
Yeah,
all
I think I
season.
sent y'all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, bro, that makes no sense.
Like
And
some
that's
niggas
true,
want.
everybody. Nick was
some
saying
niggas
the whole
wanna run
time.
they-
It's like this
like-
makes no
like some
sense.
niggas wanna run
He
that
doesn't have the
shit.
personnel to run this offense.
He doesn't have the personnel to run that offense.
So, but we are getting into it. We want to make sure we focus on the game coming up. So, what does a victory mean for Florida State? And then we'll get into the Miami part. What a victory means for Miami. Josh, we'll start off with you, then Nick, then Austin, then Jay.
Yeah. I believe a win for Florida State. I mean, from a legacy perspective, right? We're just adding to that rich legacy as we all just discussed. But beyond that, I think it proves that we are formidable. It legitimizes us in another way,
Yeah.
with stiffer competition deeper into the season. Outside of, of course, a Bama win is always great when you get it at the start of the year versus in the middle of the season when Bama's really ramping up. It just means different things. So especially with this team, with this Miami team being where they're at, the competition that they face, the way that they've played, that means a lot, and it helps us prepare as we go forward into the larger part or the bigger teeth of this ACC schedule. So I think it means a lot for Florida State to win this game, and that we probably have more chips at the table coming in, and more teams will be wary of us as they try to dethrone us down the road and thwart our attempts to make it into the playoffs. So that's my take.
Nick.
What I think the win for Florida State means is I think it means Norvell keeps his job. For sure. Like it's the solidifying. I think he's done
Oh yeah, I was about to, you think you still think his job's in jeopardy after beating Bama in this hot start that y'all have?
No, Nick, remember we talked about this year that like there were 3 or 4 games that Norvell could lose and still keep his job.
Yeah.
And I felt like Miami was one. I felt like it was Miami,
Yeah, y'all
Florida,
talked about it. I
and
said Miami was
Alabama.
one of them. And Clemson.
Yeah, I'm not saying him
and
us
Clemson.
losing this game doesn't get him fired. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I just think it solidifies his season. If it's not been done already, it does. Just because I will admit our track record as far as the competition we have played is not up to par. We have not been challenged in the past 2 weeks as I would like going into the Miami game. But hey, we'll see what happens. With Virginia, everybody's acting like Virginia's some great squad, but we should
Virginia
still
has
win
a
that
solid
game.
offense from what we can see, but also Virginia hasn't
It's
played
still
much either.
Virginia. It's still
So-
Virginia.
Nah,
It's-
nigga,
it's-
I was at Florida State when Virginia beat us like 14-13 on homecoming. That was it. That was a
I
terrible.
was here too. It was embarrassing. I was shocked.
Some teams just have your number when it's time to have your number.
But it's not
And-
NC State.
Yeah,
NC
if this was
NC
NC
State.
State, I'd be like, okay.
I'm
But,
just saying, I that homecoming was terrible after that loss, and it was like a
Well,
walk-off field goal,
We went
bro. What a
to a
time to be
predominantly
alive.
white school. Homecoming is always awful.
That's true.
Great point.
Okay, let's just be
Great point.
honest.
Go ahead.
Other than
Nick, go
other
ahead.
than the fair, there's nothing else that goes on.
The circus, the
As a
flying kite
predominantly
circus.
white,
That's
that's
always a
what-
good
yeah.
time.
That's why you should
Yeah.
always go to HBCUs. Go Savannah State.
Just for the homecoming, I'm good.
Just for the
Y'all
food.
used to have good concerts, but then
Just
that
for the
stopped, too. I don't know what
homecoming
happened
food.
Yeah,
there.
they stopped.
No,
that.
for the
Or
degree as
they're
well.
not- it's not that good anymore. Like there's no heavy hitters that come to town like that.
Nigga, we saw Kendrick. We saw gym class heroes.
No.
We saw-
You and Phil got to see Kendrick. I had to work. I couldn't get out
Sorry.
that day. I was
I
mad.
think
Well, you saw gym class with us.
I did see Gym Class Heroes and Pitbull. Yes.
yes,
I saw a little
that
bit
was a good
fiasco
time.
my freshman year. That was awesome.
That was
Yeah,
sick.
they don't do that anymore. I think the
Dang.
last
Florida
person they
State
had
students
was
were really
Trippie
mad
Red
at me
when
though
Trippie
that I
Red was
got to
there.
see that. So I remember a
Streets
couple of
have
my friends
changed,
were
my
like, "How did you
nigga.
get to go?" And I was like, "Well,
Yep.
I just did what y'all asked. Gave you like the little green bean thing, and then they were good." But all right, Miami fans, Austin, what does a victory mean for Miami?
What does a victory mean for him? Not a lot, to be honest.
What?
Not a lot. Oh, my fault. I'm trolling. Back-to-back state champs. So that's what it means for Miami. Back-to-back state champs. We get it
Good for
right.
you.
It establishes the dominance. That's been going on. That's been simmering up. You know what I'm saying? That's been simmering up. So that's what it really means for real. So, but nah, all jokes aside, it means at the end of the day, like y'all about to be a top 10 team. So because they always bring up Chris Ball that he can't win like the big games or whatever like that. But him being a top 10 team will be a good. I'm tripping. We already be a top 10 team. I mean, like another top 10 victory. So, I mean, yes, it'll be a good look for us for sure.
For sure.
Jay.
A win for us is kind of solidifying our recruiting base in the state.
Thanks.
A win for us sets us up nicely for that for I think a more challenging game that Friday night versus Louisville.
Mm.
That sets us up for because it gives us the confidence to go through our ACC schedule and manage our ACC schedule the way we need to. But it kind of solidifies our resume as well.
All right. So we've heard from both sides, really what it takes from a Florida State perspective and from a Miami perspective, what this is going to be. So now we're going to get the predictions from everyone who's participated. Josh is going to be first. Austin's going to be second. Nick's going to be third. Jordan's going to be fourth. So give your prediction and give your why, even though you have done that for it, but reiterate basically your why. This is why you're giving this prediction. So Josh, if you'd like to go first, please.
Thank you. My prediction of the Florida State Miami game in Tallahassee, Florida on October 4th, 2025 will be Florida State 40, the University of Miami 27. I say this because one, Florida State has a high-powered offense that we know of right now. They can get a lot of explosive plays and score the ball. I think the coaching will be able to execute effectively. And I also think that Miami will prove to be able to score, but there will be key moments in the game that they're not able to execute because of the ghosts from their past. And that lends itself to Florida State running away with this later in the fourth quarter.
That is a terrible take. All right, go ahead.
You have your take, Julian. You have your take. All right, Austin.
The ghost
Austin, your prediction.
Y'all couldn't take a knee and close out.
Oh my God, bro!
The ghosts of Miami's past will pull up and say,
"Oh my God, bro!
This is too far.
That's so hilarious, bro.
You shall fail. You shall fail."
All right, Austin. We're not even gonna talk about how y'all have more wins through 4 weeks than y'all had of all last season. If we're gonna bring up ghosts, but Austin. Let me get your prediction and
Very
your
recent
reason why.
ghosts seem to be dead.
Everybody's dealing with ghosts, Josh. We all do.
I think it's gonna be like 31-14. I think y'all score on your opening drive, and then y'all get a late touchdown. But I think Miami will be in control for the majority of the game. That's how I feel. Because I feel like the ghost's gonna come back. With your offense. Y'all have like a lull from the second quarter to the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter y'all gonna get it going. Because the ghost of last year, the 2-10. The ghost of that season is still trailing behind you. So like y'all watch out for them ghosts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 31-14.
All right, Nick, your prediction and why, please. Sorry.
I'm saying it's going to be like 27-34, Florida State. I'm
34-27
saying
Florida State. 30
something like
Florida.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying something like that. I think it's gonna. I think the game is gonna be much closer than the score suggests. I think it's like everybody said. I think it's a few big plays that puts us over the top. I think our run game controls a lot of it. I think we get a score off of a bomb from Castellano, maybe a blown coverage or something like that. Somebody slips and falls. I think that's where our bread is buttered, which is a terrible way to put position a win in. It's by luck, but hey, I mean sometimes the ball bounces your way. Um, and then I just think we do enough. I think we have very much have a bend but don't break mentality throughout this game, and I think that's where it lies. I think both offenses are better than some of the scores you guys are suggesting. But that's my take.
All right. Julian, what's your prediction and why?
This hasn't been talked about enough, but hopefully it won't be raining.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Oh,
So I'm curious to see how this offense looks
it's
when you
been
don't
a
have to worry
drought.
about.
Been a drought in Tallahassee?
Yeah, we haven't had rain in like almost a month.
Watch it rain just for this game. I'm knock on wood.
I'd rather it have been raining consistently. Yeah, go ahead.
So we'll see how. Well, I guess that's gonna play into the game. But anyways, I'm thinking 31-14, Miami. Um, yeah, I think I'll explain my reasoning why. So I'll let me a big
Okay.
plays. They won't have they won't have a lot of explosive plays like they did for Alabama. Like I said, once you watch film, a lot of that stuff gets taken away.
All right. So as a mediator, do neither of y'all really respect the other defense in these instances? Say, like Josh and Nick, 31-40. I mean, right now Miami is usually held at their opponents in their season low in points and yards at this point in the season. Do y'all not respect the defense?
No. That's not necessarily what that means. I think you can have a great defensive showing and still give up 40 points. The idea of it is more that it's going to be a long drawn out game where there'll be plenty of stops where the defense does step up, and then there'll be times where maybe there's a mistake on offense that gives the defense a short field, and there things happen within a game of this caliber, of this nature, that doesn't necessarily lend itself to being, if it's a 40-point if somebody scores 40 points, doesn't necessarily reflect as negatively on the defense as other wins, as other 40-point game victories might. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes more sense. I mean, but still, I'm not sure this Miami defense is going to be giving up 40 points from what I've seen, but I can understand where you're coming from.
That's a bit much.
Nigga, you said 34. What are you talking about?
I'm saying that's not much better.
That's what
my point differential was only what?
7. Yours was 1 score. Mine was 2 scores. What are you talking about?
40 points, 27?
Niggas think you're crazy until it happens. All right, I'll see y'all on the 4th.
All right. But yeah, I think it's a much closer game. I think it's a defensive game. I just think it's blown coverages is what puts the scores up.
I just like it was me. I just don't know about y'all defense, honestly. I really don't know if it's good or not, to be honest with you. That's not like I really feel.
That's fair. We really only have Alabama to go up against.
It's like, look, again, respect for like clamping down when y'all need to against Alabama. But the reality is they had no problem moving the ball against y'all. They just like kind of not. I mean, yeah, they kind of just like when it came like them key downs. And credit to y'all. Y'all stopped them on them key downs. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I don't know if y'all are good or not. I really don't.
Well, I think really what's going to come. I mean, like I said, it came down to I think one, we'll know a lot more about Florida State tomorrow. But really, when it comes down to it, basically this is the biggest game of the year, and it's been that for a long time, so it becomes that again. So, but the thing is, I think the difference is that Florida State's been tested twice. Miami would have been tested 3 times when it comes to it. I do think that will play a big role, but I'm not going to give my prediction here. My prediction I'll give like 1 minute with MusiqNerd, what I do and stuff like that. So to recap,
I'll also say this. I'm sorry. I'll also say this. Last week, I felt like there was a couple plays early in the game where Miami just violently hit the lag away and violently hit the players, and then kind of like spooked all the whole offense.
Oh yeah, they was hidden.
Yeah, I think something similar is going to happen. That's why my point total for FSU is so low. But I could.
We ain't gonna be scared.
I feel
like if Tommy get hit like that, he gonna get scared.
No. Respect to Thomas. I never really see him ever get hit straight up. He's actually really good at. He's actually really good at avoiding hits.
Yeah, he's also a lot more seasoned than DJ Lagway is, and also like we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow necessarily. But I don't think
all the talent in the world, but that don't make him a good quarterback.
Yeah, but I don't think Castellanos is going to be coming off a 5-interception game where he was seeing ghosts against the LSU defense either. I'm just saying. But I think there's going to be – I do think there's difference. I do think I think this is going to be the best defensive line that y'all are going to see by far, because I think there's the highest grade pass rushers in the world, and then Miami goes 6-7 deep with it. And to speak of the offensive line as well, Miami doesn't just have 5. They go 6-7 deep as well. So, like, it's –
7 is the – Yeah, 7 is probably the better.
7, they go 7 deep with it. So there's depth upon depth on where it matters the most in these type of games. The trenches are always going to be the difference, but that's something that we talked about. But so to recap, both Julian and Austin from the Miami side think Miami's going to win 31-14, and Josh thinks it's going to be 40-27 for the State, and Nick thinks it's going to be 34-27 for the State.
Y'all don't respect our defense. Talk about 31-14.
I don't know about your defense.
Yeah, but Austin said he doesn't really know like what our defense is, which is fine. I mean, again,
are we going?
I mean, that is why I did ask that question to the 4 of you, but that's kind of what happened right there. And then Austin answered it. Y'all answered it, so that's where it came. So still, I do think I'll say this: I think 31 points against Florida State is less disrespectful than 40 against Miami. But Josh made a good point when it came down to it.
He said 40.
That's why I said Josh, Nick. So, that's why I said Josh, because that's what I was speaking and I was talking about it. Damn, bro. It's how you going, Nick?
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard 40, I was like, that's a lot.
I don't have reason to believe that they can't score 40.
40 is definitely.
Which I understand, and you gave your reasoning for it, and I understand that. But we're gonna see. We're gonna be
y'all scored 31 versus Alabama, and y'all scored 31 versus Alabama. Y'all think y'all gonna score 40 against
y'all think A plus B equals C. That's not always how it is. There are games in which
I think 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's what I think.
Lying on podcast. That's how it is.
Due to the nature of different games, you might score more points than another game that is a tougher. I don't know.
I guess you think
I've watched this game and I played this game for too long.
I think you think Beck about to throw like 10 picks, 5 picks or whatever.
Beck has been pretty accurate this season.
I think Beck's been good, pretty good. Even that interception.
No, but I think if you think y'all gonna score, I feel like you think y'all gonna have like a lot of short fields. That's what I think.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, I understand.
Nigga, I understand.
Y'all know this. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. When offensive coordinators go and prepare for the week, among many things, they understand how many points they need to score, perhaps, to win the game. And in that, there are how do we create scoring drives in order to be able to produce this? There's times where it's like, oh, we're overproducing, meaning where the plays that we're using are working way too well, and we need to cut back or figure out a way to even this out. And then there are times where nothing is working. And so I feel like within that game plan, there are times in which, we were trying to score 40 points, or we're trying to score like 28 points, and we ended up scoring 40. And there are times where, we're trying to score 28 to win the game, and we only ended up scoring 14, 15. Like, that's just the nature of the game. And depending on which side you are on that, 31 against Alabama, it could be 40 against Miami. That's just the way that it works out.
I understand where you're coming from. I don't think Gus Malzahn's going to approach this game like that, though, from what he's seen.
Maybe, but okay, that's fine. Never mind. I won't further explain.
But I understand where you're coming from. So, all right, let's get into the national news a little bit. I want to get y'all opinions discussing both Brian Kelly's mental breakdown that he had after the Florida game, and then Dabo Swinney's meltdown after he had at the Georgia Tech game, and being that he lost right after that. I'll start off with you, Nick, and then I'll go to Jay, and then Josh, then Nick. Then I'm Jay. I mean Josh, then Jay. So
You
Nick,
talk
I'll let
about
you
the
go first.
meltdown Brian Kelly had where you're talking about we just won the game. You talk about how come we didn't score any more points about the offense.
Yep.
He's like, we won the game. The kids played their heart out.
And also, I want to talk about Dabo Swinney's as well.
Heard. He's just pandering. He's tired of being questioned why his offense sucks and is underperforming. Because it was a valid question. There was, 5 turnovers and only scored 20 points? Something
Yeah,
like
that's
that?
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
What are you talking about? Your offense is obviously not clicking on all cylinders. So it's a valid question. I think that he's being a big old crybaby like he usually is, and this is why I think he's a shitty human being. Granted, I don't know the man, so take it with
No. He is. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, actually, there's been a few players that have said that they've gotten like hurt. He
killed a kid. Let's just start there. He killed a kid.
One guy like almost
This is true.
paralyzed.
This
He
is
never
true.
even gave him a phone call.
I actually wrote a story about that for class.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he is garbage.
Garbage human being, but keep going though. Like you're correct. I keep going.
Yeah, like all he's doing is pandering to try to act like he's somebody he's not when he's saying that. When it's just like, I just won the game. Why are we still talking about this? Yeah, but you had a horrible performance.
It's like you're a national championship contender team. Of course, they're gonna ask you why is your offense only scoring 13 points?
Exactly. That's crazy. Off of 5 turnovers, your defense played lights out.
Created 5 turnovers.
And you got the quarterback to come back that you guys were begging to come back, which I watched him the year before. I didn't think he was that good, and I don't think he's that good this year.
Hey.
And I think I said that in our pre-show too. Dabo Swinney has just lost touch with all of what college football is at this point in time. He does not. I mean, this is sad because when I was first getting into college football, I'm not going to say I was a Clemson fan, but I did like Dabo Swinney just because.
No, because you're an Oklahoma State fan when you were first getting into it. Don't think I didn't forget. Don't think I will ever forget what you said.
I think I was just trying to not drink the Kool-Aid just from being up here, but I mean,
whatever.
Ended up drinking it, so it is what it is.
And here you are.
And here I am. I mean, I'm wearing a Florida State shirt now.
And you got a degree from there. He's like, you went all the way in.
I think I bought it at this point. Literally, I paid for an education from them. But anyways, going back to my counter, like I thought Dabo Swinney was a player's coach. Like he was somebody that, cared about his kids. He fought for his, at that point in time, he probably really was. But all I hear every single time he opens his mouth now is just how out of touch with reality he is. The rant that he went on, he was like, oh, just let me know when Clemson's just tired of winning and I'll leave. Like, what are you talking about?
He wasn't even asked a question about his future at Clemson. He went on for 17 minutes.
That's how you know he's feeling it, and I love it.
We've been winning for the past X amount of years. I can't believe. Okay, well, let's be perfectly honest with you. The ACC has been complete shit the past 3 seasons. So hanging your hat on the fact that you won an ACC championship when you have, and then he's getting mad that he's being judged based on a standard that he created, which is crazy. The standard for Clemson is not mediocrity. Like, yes, you guys I've been mediocre, and you guys are winning. But the performances you guys are putting out are not good. And that is what you are being based on. And you've created the standard for excellence that you've had. So you're really only mad at yourself that you can't replicate it. And I've said this a long time ago. Once he lost his offensive and defensive coordinator, his program went to shit, which really lets you know how much coaching he was actually doing. Very little. He set up an organization, which was fine, but he was not coaching. And I don't think he can coach now. He's got the same problem Nick Saban had, where he's just like, he fell out of touch. It's all about the money, blah, blah, blah. Blame it on a bunch of other things. It's just you've lost a lot of control that you no longer have due to NIL. Blame money being put in all the time. There's no heart, blah, 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 blah. And some of that very well may be true and maybe being underlining things, but you can't harp on those when other programs are out here doing it and they're winning. So you either get along with the times or you don't. He needs to reinvent himself. I'm not saying Clemson needs to fire him, but he needs to take a real long look in the mirror and be like, what the fuck is happening with this program right now? You guys are a powerhouse for what, almost an 8-year stretch? I mean,
Like
you
10,
guys have
15.
been
Two chips.
okay.
You beat
Yeah.
Bama, you know.
It would literally, for a 5 to 6 year stretch, we knew it was either going to be Alabama or Clemson. It was going to be both of those teams in the national championship. And we knew it was the best product that was out there. So you cannot be mad that you are no longer living up to the standards you had and people are asking you what's going on. Or do you have a game plan? And statistically speaking, or not even statistically speaking, based on what he says he built his program around, this is the team he wanted. These are all players that he's recruited. He only has 3 transfers that are playing on the team. This is your bread and butter. You always talk about building within. This is what you've built, and it's not up to par. And it's because you're not paying players. You're not. Coaches like Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban are just mad that the playing field got leveled.
That's really what it comes down to. It's not, because it's not the purity of the game, because the game hasn't been pure for a very long time. It's not none of that. It's not
if ever. We're talking about back when Army and Navy were dominating. That's when the game was pure.
Because I hate when people say that period of the game is because it's bullshit. It's such bullshit. Like, I hate that. But keep going. My fault.
No, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, go ahead, Austin. Because I really couldn't put much better than what Nick just said.
No, the Brian Kelly stuff. Look, I be getting it sometimes. Like when you get asked a question that you already know, that you already like, kind of like that you like when you get asked a question that you already know is like a problem. It annoys you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that part. At the end of the day, like, it's a question that has to be answered. These people still have to do their jobs. Like, they have to ask you that question.
I get that.
So it's kind of, yeah, like they have to ask you that question. I don't know why you're getting mad. It's like you've been in this game for so long, like they have to ask you that question. Like, you have 5 turnovers, you only score 13 points as offense. Like, for a fact they have to ask you that question. Like, why are you getting mad like that? Like, why are you getting so upset? Like, it's like you get you spend all this money on these transfers on this offense. You bring back a potential first pick that's supposed to be a first round pick, and you can only score 14. And you can only score 13 points at home. That's not a good look. Like, it is
against the real and struggling team as well.
So like, I don't really get like his, like that's just obvious stuff. Because your fans asking the same things. It's like, it's not just the reporters. Like, it's not just the reporters or whatever like that. Like, that's like a real issue. You can't run the ball and you can't pass the ball. Like, you bring in all these transfers or whatever like that. You bring in transfers on the offensive line. You bring in transfers to the receiver position. Like, it makes zero sense. Yeah. So with Dabo, like, with Dabo, I think probably the best point you made, Nick, was about the offensive coordinators. I mean, like, his coordinators leaving. Like, a shift really happened when a shift really took place when, like, his coordinators left. Like, it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. And the funniest part about all this, he came into the season extremely confident.
Yeah, he said they were going to be the first team to go 16-0.
What did he say?
They were going to be the first.
He came into the season
team to go 16-0.
That's crazy.
Extremely confident.
That's a wild statement.
He did.
That's probably like the funniest thing about this.
And they were, they were ranked in top 10.
They were ranked 4th.
They were ranked 4th, yeah. Top 5.
He came into this year extremely confident. Bro, everybody was hyping up this team. Like the first team preseason AAC was filled with Clemson players.
Like I said, a lot of people, workers that I work with, said that they thought Clemson was going to be national titles above Texas.
But we know this already. We already know that preseason rankings mean squat. They're terrible. Like,
I feel like this season more than ever.
And so niggas gonna talk about hype all off season long. We get into the preseason rankings. Oh, like, what are they gonna do this year? And then we're shocked, right? Like, this has been going on, especially in the NIL era and the transfer portal era. It's been going on a lot. So
I get it in a way because, like, they brung back a lot, and I get it. But at the end of the day, like, your defense was bad last year, and you brung back a lot of stuff for your defense. Like, what did you think was going to change?
Very true. But Josh Pate, I think, put it more than anyone else is like the biggest misleading stat in college football is returning production.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these teams are up there the way they are. But he's like, Josh Payton said it instead, like, look, they got a lot of returning production, but from a bad team, do you really want that production return?
Yeah, from a bad like from a bad defense, do you really want? Because I think I'll be listening to a couple different podcasts or whatever like that. Like, you can't blame scheme for reasons you can't stop the run. Because at the end of the day, like, that's kind of like, I ain't saying it's all heart. It's like all like a heart thing. But if you can't stop the run, you probably can't stop the run. Like, you probably just don't have the bodies for it.
But
you can't get the ball.
But yeah, when it comes to Clemson, this team is just not well coached. I watched
Yeah,
this
and that's crazy to say about Clemson.
Oklahoma's defense balling out. Like, you can't tell me that man can't coach because Oklahoma's defense is historically terrible.
Yeah, it's true.
Very true.
But it's just like, hey man, I feel like out of any coach complaining about this type of stuff, I feel like Dabo deserves it because the stuff he was saying before NIL got passed, he said he would quit. I think I bring this up on this podcast before. He said he would quit if players started getting paid. Guess what he did and said? Sign an extension. like that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, you're just talking. Like,
if these niggas getting paid, I'm gonna get paid too.
Yeah, like bro, and that's cool. Get your money, but you being so anti-pay player is ridiculous to me. Because at the end of the day, the reason why you got these contracts, the reason why you got these accolades is because of those kids. They're like that's why I kind of scoffed when you said you thought he was anti-player. And to your point, I didn't know this was him, how he truly was. But I mean, he's truly showed like what's in his heart to me.
Yeah,
honestly, he truly shows in his heart. You know what I'm saying? So for him not wanting to like these kids get as much money as possible, it's just stupid to me. But
all right, Josh, you have anything to add?
I mean, honestly, like I haven't seen too many incredible offenses. I mean, in this first month of college football, especially within like the top 10. Not to say there aren't there are plenty of good offenses. So it's not surprising, right, that like, you know, LSU will struggle, Ohio State might struggle, Texas has struggled, other teams have struggled offensively. And so I mean, Brian Kelly, like, but it's also the history of Brian Kelly. Like your teams, no matter how hyped they are, whether it's Notre Dame or LSU or wherever, like they underperform. There are moments when that's been a consistency for many a Brian Kelly team, no matter where they've been ranked. And so you have 5 turnovers, don't score as many points as a team ranked as high as you are in the SEC. I hate conferences talk, but in the SEC is supposed to. And guess what? Those reporters and journalists are ready to rip your head off or to ask you questions, as many other people would say it. So I mean, I think you should get over it. You know, I think and that's the thing. I think I don't know what his communication is to the team, but it's like, do you talk to your team about the expectations of not turning the ball over that many times, of focusing, even if you have one turnover, but turning it around and not committing another turnover? And those just seem to be patterns that no Brian Kelly team has ever been able to overcome. And then Dabo Swinney, don't have really much to add. I do want to say I'm on record saying that I felt like the Clemson model would prove to be the better model because you can actually get in and develop players. And that in the short term, at the very least, I've been proven very wrong on that. But I really don't want to hear it from Dabo Swinney, right? Like you just, bro, like, okay. All right.
It's giving me Nick Saban rat poison vibes. And I don't
even think he's paying his recruits, though, is my thing.
Well, here's what I'm saying, right? From my perspective, I want to go play at Clemson. You know why? Because they are there, they're gonna commit to me and work me within the system and this program to become the best that I can be. So as a player, why wouldn't I want to be there? But I can also see where that lends itself to if these players aren't getting it done, we need to find somebody that can. And again, going back to Nick's point, when you lose your coordinators that are able to perhaps coach a little bit more effectively and a little bit more directly to those players that need to grow, they're not there anymore. That's going to be a gap that falls off. And so I think that's been exposed in a great way with Dabo, and I'm just not here for it. Like this is what you want. You don't want to do NIL. You don't want to pay your players. Okay,
You don't
cool.
want like you don't even want to take in transfers.
And guess what? I'm on Nick's side in some ways. I'm on Dabo's side in some ways, right? I want players to be paid, but I also understand why it's difficult for them to be able to do the work that they want to do as effectively as they want to do it now. But at the same time, okay, Dabo, when you do things your way and it doesn't go, and the other side of it does, like, you can't complain. You made your bed. So
For me,
but
it's not even. It's not even. I know I made it seem like it's about money. It's not even about money. It's about the fact that he can't connect with his players.
Yeah, it's philosophy. It's really
That
it's really a philosophy
it's
thing.
a philosophy that it's like you just proven that you don't care. Like
Because I
Nick
know
Saban came on the
my
radio and was like, "Oh," he said, "every time the players want to sit down and talk to me, it's always about money." He said, "I thought we were here to make better people." Well, it's
oh my
like
god, bro. I hate I really hate when they talk like that, bro. I really do.
that's
I
what
really
he's
do.
saying.
okay. So in his defense, not
In whose
entirely, but
defense? Nick Saban's defense?
yes,
Hell
yes.
no.
Listen, hear me
Go
out.
ahead.
Hear me out. Hear me out. When you're having these recruits and their moms and their families come over to the house, and the quality of conversation has dramatically shifted
Yeah,
amongst the moms, where the concern is no longer about when I have parents coming to me about money and their player isn't that good and shouldn't be getting the money that they're requesting, and then you're talking to my wife about the game has changed dramatically. It's just
yeah,
different. I'm not necessarily saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm saying I can see where NIL made more of a headache than it should have outside of just playing payers, but it's like, what are the families thinking? How are they approaching this entire ordeal? How are they approaching my wife? How are they coming over to my house? The game has shifted dramatically, and I can see where it pisses people off. Do I want the players to get paid? Yes. Do I think it shifts things in a particular direction where some really good coaches or otherwise good programs aren't going to have the same leadership or the same player quality of players as they did before? Also, yes. That's just something that needs to be figured out and addressed. We're in this experiment. Doesn't seem like Clemson has the right answer. Doesn't necessarily think Florida State has the right answer. I don't think anybody necessarily has the right answer. We're all just trying to figure it out right now, and that's just
yeah.
the nature of college football.
All right. The reason I have a problem with it, I don't feel like they truly I really don't feel like that's how they truly feel. I feel like it's just deflection.
In what way?
Yeah,
I
they're
think
talking
you.
about money, but like, what about like they don't want to, it's like they don't, it's like it's not like, because I really don't think, because like, yeah, I think Nick Saban in the recruiting conversation, like he looks at the mom like, yeah, I'll make your son a better person. I think that's true, but when it's in the discussion of NIL, like they're trying to shift the conversation to, oh yeah, it's more of like, I think they're trying to shift it like a morality thing. Like, oh yeah, you're not about the right things anymore. When like, bro,
I think
like, but at the end of
I
the day, like he
Look,
was
let me say
cool.
something. Let me say something first. But the thing is, saying that, making it a morality thing when these guys are the highest educational
They're the highest paid
people,
state employees.
state employees in their
Yeah.
states, educational wise, and all this stuff. I think that becomes a joke to it for me. Like Nick Saban can say all the things that he wants and everything, so can Dabo. But thing is, saying that it becomes about money and that it becomes about the wrong things when you're making all the money that you're making off these people. I think if
Yeah.
that's how you feel, then you know what, give some of your salary to these kids then. Like,
That's
but
fair.
the
That's
thing is
that's
about
a
them.
valid point.
For me, I just don't. I don't think you can make that point. I don't think you have the higher moral ground. It's like when it comes to these kids they have an immense amount of pressure on them. Even like when they're 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, a lot of these kids are coming from backgrounds where they need this. They need
Yeah.
that's why money becomes it. You coming from like lower middle class, lower class people and stuff like that. Football is how they're going to pay for school. Football is how they're going to pay for their life a lot of times. Now, a lot of these guys, they're not going to make it to the NFL. Maybe they make it to CFL or they do something arena league wise, but they're not going to make much money for it. So they got to make as much as they can. So that's why the conversation shifted for it.
Yeah.
But before, it was an
think,
all or
like,
nothing thing. So it was just education, and they had to use it in that way. But if they got injured, if they didn't produce, if something happened, the scholarship was pulled, and then all of a sudden they're on the streets. So for me, that morality speak and everything like that saying that you like, I hate that shift of it. And I have to agree with Austin. I feel like a lot of times they didn't agree. I don't trust Nick. I'm on record saying I don't trust Nick Saban. That's how
my thing is like with that thing. Do you really think he was asking questions when he got these different kids? Like when he got these different kids and got like all their Mustangs and stuff like that? Because like, let's be for real here. Clemson and Alabama been paying players.
Yeah.
They've been doing that.
That part.
Do you really think like they've been doing that? Let's just get that clear. Like, I think Nick Saban didn't like that he had to look a kid in the face and talk about money. And I don't like that. Like, he was cool and it was like under wraps or whatever like that. It don't make it better. It don't make it better. It don't. It's the same thing.
All right. Jay, is there anything that you wanted to add before we move on?
No, y'all murdered that subject. So,
well, yeah, I'm sorry, but it got passionate. Like,
I get it. I get it. Y'all took care of it.
All right, but we'll actually start off with you with this one: the future for Florida and Billy Napier. I mean, I don't know what he can do to save this job.
No,
there's a possibility, but Jay, what do you think? What do you think happens now with Florida and Billy Napier? His buyout is huge, by the way. 21 million.
Can he run the table with
I thought it was 70 mil.
No, his buyout's 21 million. He's owed 70 mil, I think.
Who's 70 mil? Whose buyout is 70? There's
y'all?
somebody.
I think it was Mike Norvell last year was 70 mil. Last year, I think Mike Norvell's was 70 mil last year.
Oh, it's Kalen DeBoer.
Billy Napier's buyout is 16.5.
16.5?
It's not that bad.
No, it's not bad. You should handle that.
I think they're still paying Dan Mullen, unless maybe not.
I heard Urban Meyer talking about, he was like, they can't pay that because like they said that because he said that money's already spent. It's that like that money's already been allocated, so he's probably not getting fired this year because they don't have it, which is it's unbelievable to me. Like a state who doesn't have 16 million like laying around, that's kind of crazy.
They don't have a booster that could put up 16 mil.
I guess not because.
Yeah, Jay, you were saying.
I think it's one they heavily invested in NIL for last year's. Like you got to see what they did last year in recruiting, how they got a lot of last minute flips.
Y'all recruiting classes that recruit class is crazy.
Nah, Florida's recruiting class was great last year. I can't lie.
Yeah, it was a lot of last minute flips. Like their star freshman wide receiver Verno Brown and.
He was a solid Florida commit the whole way.
Not him, but like Dallas.
Oh yeah, Dallas Wilson. He was a flip from Oregon.
Ben Hanks, like those are last minute recruits that they got.
No. Ben Hanks was committed to Florida for a while too. Because like Ben Hanks and Verno Brown, those were legacy recruits. They were never coming to Miami. They were never coming.
Well, anyway, they did have some like flips that kind of whatever, but anyways, like maybe that's what he means by allocated. I'm not sure that like they're broke like that. I don't believe that.
Now they definitely took our 5-star safety Hilton Stubbs. So that was definitely one of the late flips.
Yeah, but maybe they're waiting on maybe he can run the table for SEC play. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I mean what. There is no. What's the I guess what's the
best case scenario here?
No, what's the point of fire him now? All those players leave to the portal, and you got to finish the season. You still got to finish the season. So what's the point? So you might as well just wait till the end of the season and then fire him because I don't think he comes back for 1-3. He could have kept his job at 2-2, but I think losing the USF game was the most damning thing.
Yeah. Also, the rumor is I know DJ Lagway's in a boot and that he probably will not play after the bye. So there's
the best thing that could happen. Actually,
the rumor is he may redshirt So it depends on what happens.
He needs to. I don't think he was ever healthy to come into the year, anyways.
Yeah, like they said during the game, this is only his 5th week of practice, which is absolutely wild. So that's why I think he hasn't really been able to take that step up. You know, it's like you don't have the reps. That's what you really need between that freshman and sophomore year to take that step. And so it's like it's crazy to me how Carson Beck looks better with these receivers, being as he's known them a long time less than what DJ Lagway is, and then you hear about he's only practiced 5 weeks since the beginning of last year. You know, that's just not a good look. And I think at this point you got to protect the player. So Ajack, anything to add on that?
I think I would. You know, I would not be surprised if he stays another year. I would not be surprised. I really
So
would.
what
If he survives after this year?
job though?
I wouldn't be because he had a great recruiting class, and I don't know why the players like him. The players play hard for him. Like it's like
Well, I know him and DJ Lagway's fate are tied together. I know that, but I know they may feel differently about it after the start. But
He needs to stop calling the offense and get an offensive coordinator to call the offense for him.
No, you know what's crazy? He promised he would stop calling plays, and then he reneged. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Not that he's a great coach and people like playing for him, but obviously the X and O's here, you're not executing, sir.
Well, I think, like I said before, and I think Norvell's superpower is his ability to game plan. That's definitely not Billy Napier's. Not at all. Not in my opinion. So.
Someone went back to his like Louisiana Tech film, and they was like, "Yo, just look at the plays. It's the same exact shit that he calls at Florida in the same exact order," which is crazy to me. Like that's insane. Like,
3 tries ain't Novocaine. Always works, in the immortal words of Herman Boone. If y'all don't know who Herman Boone is, that's the character that Denzel Washington played in Remember the Titans. That's not who you want to be like in the modern college football. You don't want to be like that in modern college football. All right, anything to add, Josh and Nick, to this?
I mean, one thing that I want to point out, Florida overperformed last year, and I felt like that guaranteed him some work this year. But so last year I felt like it was more forgivable for him to have an abysmal season. He didn't. And so now he got granted this season where if you have an abysmal season now, it will mean that you're getting fired. So that to me is a little bit, to me, I don't think he lasts.
I think it's going to be the USF game that just dooms him.
Yeah, I think it's that.
But yeah, I mean, they're getting into the teeth of the SEC, of their SEC schedule, and it's going to be brutal. And it's just going to be brutal, right? And so I don't see why, I don't know. I think it's a little bit confusing. I don't think he lasts, but I don't know why now this is the moment.
Well,
I can see both. I can see both sides of it. To
put it in perspective, of their 8 games left, 6 of them are against top 15 competition. So
I'm like, yeah, this is just right, but like, okay, so you're playing a tough schedule. It was the same thing last year, and you overperformed. The schedule is still the same. It's still tough, and you're going to underperform. Does that reflect negatively on you? Maybe, sure. But you've also, as you guys have pointed out, have done some good things in recruiting, and your destination is kind of tied to Lagway in some ways. And like, it's perplexing to me. I would have more readily accepted him being let go last year, knowing that they didn't perform the way that they should have performed, rather than like they overperform and now coming into this year, the same measure is going to be the one that's going to get you fired. That's kind of how I'm viewing it.
Nick, anything to add?
I think he gets the rest of the year, but I just don't see how he keeps his job. Like, what wins gets him to keep his job?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M is valid.
Georgia. I think if he beats Georgia, and if he beats
Georgia, yeah. But
if he beats y'all, I think that would be
like because I don't think I really experienced this before. I really, if Florida keeps Billy Napier, like I think Miami and Florida State are pretty much set for this, in the state, honestly, because he's awful, man. Like, because thing I like about Mario Cristobal, because I do think he is self-aware. Like he hired a better offensive coordinator. He hired a better defensive coordinator. He took away duties from himself because he was like, yeah, I'm not good at this. You know what I'm saying? Like he hired a game day coach. He hired a time like Billy Napier. He's not self aware. He hasn't realized he's not a good play caller yet, and that's unbelievable to me.
He kind of keeps digging the hole. When it comes,
Yeah.
and basically when it comes down to it, on my record here, I thought this was one of the most talented teams in America. I said that top 15 roster, but I also said I thought they were a year away from being a playoff contender. I still maintain that, but I mean, if they have turnover and everything like that in that coaching backfield, maybe that changes that, depending on the coach who you get. Because if you're not able to retain some of those players, then you got to see what's going to happen.
The only thing that is tricky about this situation is the recruiting class and how great it was. Because as soon as you fire him, all of that goes away.
Yeah. I really think that's what the holdup is. I really do think that.
That's why I just think.
And who would replace him?
Huh?
Lane
Who would
Kiffin.
replace him?
Lane Kiffin.
Exactly.
Lane Kiffin would be Lane Kiffin would be the big name. That's who they
telling
want to
you,
go.
Lane Kiffin wants to come to Florida.
Yeah, I'm telling
And
you.
Lane Kiffin would thrive if
if
Florida
the
has
Miami
a lot more assets than Ole Miss.
If the Miami job came open, or
No,
the
you're
Florida
right.
job came open, he would pounce on that. Like he really wants to be in Florida. Like I'm not even trolling. Like he really wants to be in Florida. Like
That's interesting.
Also, I think he won the recruiting bet that it presents to him, the challenge that it presents to him. I think that's something that he would really want. He would really thrive thinking that he could turn Florida into something it hasn't been since Urban Meyer. That would really boost who he sees as a coach.
Yeah.
So, all right. Moving on to our last couple things that we're going to talk about. Talk about the NFL. Reaction to the Dolphins' terrible start. Jay, you want to give your thoughts, and Nick, and then Nick and Josh, if y'all want to chime in, and then we'll give Super Bowl fans.
No, they suck.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no other way to really say it.
Nah, like,
I was
it's
wrong.
even worse
I didn't think y'all were going to be that bad. That is.
Yeah, I thought the D-line was going to be good this year, but they
that's the most surprising part about this whole thing.
Yeah, the
D-line,
no push.
It's terrible. Like
it's like, bro, I seen people get stood up. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't trying.
Yeah, that's
Jalen
bad.
Phillips,
I thought it was
Bradley Chubb,
back here for
Zach Sealer, Chop. Like this, there's so much more talent on the defensive line.
It's terrible.
Y'all still got Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, like the corpse of Jalen. Not my fault.
He's a shadow of what he's been. He played the last.
He
years.
came off a torn Achilles in the ACL, and he still looks he still looks decent. But like, yeah, bro, it's.
But I mean, he's getting no help right now across the defensive line. Zach Sealer took a step back, in my opinion, and he kind of lost us the Buffalo game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
people talk about what Tua did.
Nah, you can say it. He lost us that game.
His actions, what he did, like that roughing the punter pack, and I can't even. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I couldn't defend it. You know me, I can defend my team better than anybody else can. I couldn't defend that shit. I was just like, what the hell? Like,
what are you doing? Like
all my players, everybody knows that I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm from Miami and stuff like that. So they're all like, man, there's no way you win this game, but hey, I'm rooting for you and stuff like that. As soon as he did that roughing the punter, I knew it was over.
I know
they all looked at me, and they were like, damn, Phil, that sucks, man. I was like, yeah, get back to work, basically, and then just move on. But yeah, there's nothing positive to say about this team right now. It's like, I think if this thing of one, but some people made a mistake as I say, if Tua makes a mistake, it's all about Tua. But the thing is, this team is too dependent on Tua having to play perfect for them to win. It doesn't make you a good team.
Like at the end of the day, if your team depends on your quarterback being good to great every game, you're not you don't have a good team.
No, you don't.
Like it's like you don't, because it's at the end of the day, like the most like two of this, two of that, like whatever, really. Like that that linebacker made a great play. Like I think sometimes we need to admit that these players make great plays. I don't think that was a bad pick. That's probably like his least worst pick of the season, believe it or not. But at the end of the day, like the linebacker made a great play. But at the end of the day, this defense is garbage. And the worst part about it is like the secondary isn't even the worst part to me. It's the interior defensive line, because we invested so much in it. We had 2 top 3 round draft picks, and we re-signed Sealer, and they're getting pushed back every single play is a 5 yards of pop, 7 yards of pop up the middle, and that's crazy. Man, I did not expect that. I expected us to have great trenches, and then it doesn't help that like the whole right side of our line goes on the IR, and now we're back to having a shitty line again. So it's just it's just like they invested in the trenches too late. If we had these trenches 3 years ago, maybe, but now it's just too late. Like it is what it is. Like, but at the end of the day, like this is my norm. Oh, and the worst part about it is, this is like, let's keep going. The worst part, like they're talking about having the number 1 pick and replacing Tua, but this is probably one of the worst QB classes I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like I can't say if anyone's good out of this QB class. They're talking about some fucking Drew Aller. Drew Aller stinks.
I don't want Drew Aller.
Yo, they're talking about some Lenore Sellers. They're talking about some Lenore. I think Lenore Seller, he needs another year in college. I don't think he's ready.
I agree with that too.
They're talking about some Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier sucks right now, man. Like I just like, and like it's like the worst time to have the number 1 pick. Hopefully we trade. If we do end up with number 1 pick, I'm just like, if we just keep being ass, we probably are. Hopefully we trade number 1 pick, get more assets, and hopefully get number 1 pick next year. And then hopefully next year there's some better class.
Get Francis Noah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like trade the pick. Yeah, like trade the pick. Get like 2 top 10 picks. Yeah, and take. Nah, I ain't lie. We need a corner. We need a corner. Take Francis. Put him at guard because he's not a tackle in the league. Like he's actually. I know you ain't talking about this. He actually hasn't really been that good this year to start the year. Our guaranteed first round draft pick. He's given up a couple sacks where I'm just like, yo, what are you doing?
I don't think he's been credited with them.
He's given up 2 sacks this year.
Oh, they gave him credit for that. I felt like it was okay. Never mind.
That Notre Dame sack was all on him. He got shook out of his shoes, and he gave up one to Florida. I don't know. They might not have given him credit for that one, but that Notre Dame one, that was
credit for that one. Even though I thought he was him who missed the block.
But I feel like that Notre Dame guy shook him straight out of his shoes. So like, you trade the pick, get assets, take Mount Noah, put him at guard, or even put him at tackle. Because even if he's not a tackle in the NFL, he's still probably the best tackle we got. Actually, nah. Nah. I think Austin Jackson and Pauls are good tackles, but Austin Jackson always getting hurt. No pun intended, you know what the name, saying Austin Jackson, you know what I'm saying. But niggas suck. I mean, they suck. They really ass. But like this is the norm for me. This is my Miami Dolphins norm. I'm used to this, so I shouldn't even be that upset. Like as a 28-year-old Dolphins fan, this run from like what is like 2020, like from like 2021 to 2023, that's been the best Dolphins run of my life, in my opinion. Like, so like it is what it is.
That's so sad,
isn't it? And Tua is the best quarterback I've ever seen in a Dolphins jersey. That's even sadder.
So So moving on.
Too long ago, y'all talk about how great Tua was and how much better he was than Justin Herbert.
I mean, I think
Justin Herbert's a better player now, but I think Tua had at that point had a better career. But right now, Justin Herbert's a better player.
I think Tua still has a better winning percentage.
So he still does. And I really don't think he's ever had the better receiving core. I mean, like when he got Tyreek, but I think Herbert started. But Herbert's the better player.
But that's the this thing when it comes to he had highest completion percentage of all time and one of the highest QB ratings of all time as well. So it's not like it's smoke we talk about to it. The problem is now that everything has regressed around him so much that it's just like he has to be perfect and he can't be perfect.
He's not a perfect quarterback. And at the end of the day, Justin Herbert has had 2 of the worst playoff losses I've seen in my life. So take that for what you will. So it is what it is.
Moving on from that, and to the last thing we're going to talk about, I know we did not really cover Super Bowl favorites in our NFL preview, but we're going to ask you guys what Super Bowl favorites after 3 weeks. So, Nick, let's start off with you. Who is your Super Bowl favorite right now? Is it your team? Is it your Colts?
I would like to say that. Danny Dimes is dropping dimes. I would like to say that.
Somehow, some way, the Colts are the best offense in the NFL, and I just don't know how to fucking happen.
Unfucking
I just don't understand it.
I'm
I don't
fucking
understand
with
why.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is probably going to be ass next season, though. So
Yeah, yo, the Colts thing is y'all re-sign him. It looked like a
yeah,
crazy deal.
of
He's
course,
ass.
of course. Part of me wants to say Buffalo just because Josh Allen is playing out of his mind, but Buffalo will do something to mess it up. I don't know. This season is very odd. At least the start is. You got Kansas City, who's really not playing that well, and then I think the Ravens will be the Ravens. I think Buffalo will be Buffalo. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, well, maybe it's not a limb. Um, I don't know. Fuck it, Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
They had a big win on Monday night. Josh,
Yeah.
what about you?
Yeah, great win by Detroit recently, against a good Ravens team. I'm what I'm impressed by right now, uh, who is it? I'm impressed by the Eagles. I'm impressed by the way that they just won Green Bay off of that blocked
Really?
mean
field
You mean
goal.
the,
You mean the
Kansas
Rams?
City
Oh, I'm
model?
sorry, the Rams. I'm sorry, the Rams.
Oh, say.
No, that was an impressive victory. I feel like the Rams usually they are able to execute.
Not against the Eagles.
So
The Eagles have their number.
My only concern with the Rams is, are they going to be able to keep Matthew Stafford healthy? Because he came into the season with back problems.
I mean, age is undefeated.
Exactly.
So part of me says no, and part of me also says they probably should have drafted Shador in order to mitigate a situation like
I
that.
actually they should have
They
got
don't
But
Butler.
really have a backup plan, do they?
I mean, and also, I didn't the Eagles come back in that game as well?
They
Yeah.
did.
The Rams
Yeah.
had them by
I
19.
mean, so guess what? Like you people complain about Jalen Hurts and his vertical passing, and guess what? You're down 19. Guess what you have to do? You got to pass. So I'm not saying that that means that they win, but they already have a stout defense, and they're proving that they can hang with some teams. I favor them in some ways right now.
Jay, what about you?
Colts.
Colts? For real? All
I mean, we have had impressive wins. They were good wins. They were really good wins.
right, so why do you say the Colts?
I just saw them dismantle the Dolphins like they were paperweight. They looked better against the Dolphins than Buffalo struggled with the Dolphins. New England struggled with the Dolphins. They demolished them the most in my eyes. So let's be fair. I haven't watched a lot of NFL this season because like I kind of lost interest a little bit.
Once you found out the Dolphins were shit.
Yep.
It's not just that. It's just like I feel like this year's, like you said, this year's kind of been kind of weird.
It has been.
I don't know what it is. It just I'm just not as interested to watch games.
Well, I think what it is
You're not
there's no
playing
truly
fantasy
dominant.
football this year. That's why.
I think that's one thing for
Maybe
you.
maybe that is because I took a break from it. So maybe
Yeah. But also too, there's no true. I don't think there's any truly dominant team. Like you're not looking at the Chiefs being like, oh, are they going to be able to continue this? The Eagles have looked like, even though the Eagles have won 3 games, they've kind of looked human.
Yeah.
So, Ajack, what do you think?
I probably got Detroit. I think they're gonna mess it up again. Well, I profess it by saying that, but they look good. Detroit look good. Them beating
Baltimore.
Baltimore like that was pretty impressive to me. But yeah,
Before, I was going to come on here and say Green Bay, but then the way they lost to Cleveland on Sunday,
that was
I was
bad.
like, I thought they had the 2 most impressive victories of the first 2 weeks, but then the way they lost to Cleveland, I'm like, okay, no. So, but then the thing is, the way they beat Detroit, the team that both of y'all have said is like, I guess I'll stick with it with Green Bay, but I think we're going to learn out a lot about them when they play Dallas, with it being Michael Parsons' return game, and just how playing for him and seeing what they really are as a team. Like, will they be able to bounce back from such a disappointing loss? Because that's I think that is the worst loss of the season as well. I think they have one of the most impressive victories, but one of the worst losses as well, because you have no business losing to Cleveland. I don't care where it's at or what time it is. So, but I'll stick with Green Bay because that's what I thought of the first 2 weeks. All right, but That's all the time we have for today. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me and doing this Miami versus Florida State debate. Hopefully, Florida State takes care of business against Virginia, and we will be posting this on Saturday and with a little bit of tweaks when it comes to, Austin's plans for Old Victory. But for Jay, I want to say thank you so much for coming in. Josh, Nick, Ajack, thank y'all so much for joining us. And hopefully we see a great game on October 4th. I will see you all then. And hopefully you stick up with Off on 9th. Off on 9th is out. Peace.